Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon. Maybe we're not in evening yet. Welcome, everyone. My name is John Coleman. I'm the Dean of the College of Liberal Arts, and I want to welcome you to On Purpose, Portrait of the Liberal Arts. This is a project that began 2 years ago as we were thinking about our upcoming 150th anniversary in the college, and we were wondering how we could share our story as a college with our students, faculty, staff, alumni, and community members on and off campus. What we wanted to do was produce something that would showcase our collegiate history, our diversity, and our ambitions. And we knew we wanted something that was informative and artistic, whimsical and sober, aspirational, but also deeply rooted in current realities. We were looking for something that would represent both CLA's past and present, but more importantly, be looking forward to our next 150 years. So we fast forward 2 years, and here we are today with this remarkable collection in the Nash Gallery. The exhibition provides glimpses into disciplines, topics, and individuals, as well as a broad understanding of who we are as a college and our purpose as a college. Now, that purpose is reflected in our college constitution. I'll ask you to just bear with me for a moment while I actually read from the Constitution, which tells us what our purpose is, and that is to advance a thoughtful, knowledgeable, and engaged society through a threefold mission: to create new knowledge and artistic expression and develop the next generation of scholars, to educate graduate and undergraduate students and prepare them for a productive life of intellectual curiosity, cultural appreciation, and continuous learning, and third, to engage with our community to achieve the land-grant promise of a university in service to the community. As you walk through the exhibition and you view the photos and read the accompanying text, I think you'll get a sense of how we are today living out our collegiate purpose and mission. Each photo, in its own way, highlights the key questions and values that drive inquiry and creativity in the liberal arts. Now, some of these portraits, when you look at them, will resonate instantly with you. So you see a professor standing at the state capitol, you can quickly probably reach the conclusion that might be political science, and you'd be absolutely right. That is political science. But some of them will surprise you. There are two men performing in front of First Avenue. Well, that must be our School of Music, of course, but it's not. It's our Department of Geography, Environment, and Society. Then there are skiers with no snow to ski on. That surely must be from our Department of Recreational Science. Well, we don't have a Department of Recreational Science. Could be from our Department of Meteorology. We don't have one of those either. They are actually from our School of Statistics. Now, how is that? The portraits actually speak to questions that are really quite important in those disciplines. How does place and location affect the nature of art? How do the tools of statistics and data analysis help us understand climate change? So they both tell their own stories about their disciplines in very creative ways. There are numerous people I'd like to thank for making this exhibition possible. First, standing there in the back by the door, is Howard Oransky, who is the director of the Nash Gallery. Howard and his team did a remarkable job in envisioning and preparing this exhibition. From conception to final execution, Howard's guidance and support was absolutely indispensable. I'd like to thank also our project coordinator, Stephanie Splett, who is, I'm sure, in the room. Where are you? Stephanie had to keep all of the ducks lined up in a row, all the cats herded. Pick your favorite metaphor. Stephanie was responsible for it and did an absolutely amazing job working with faculty, staff, alumni, regents, and over 30 departments, department chairs, and so on. So Without Stephanie's work, we wouldn't be here, certainly wouldn't be here today. And thank you also to Megan Mell, who has made all the arrangements for tonight's event. Next, I would like to thank the people who are pictured in the photographs and the units and the departments that they represent. Being in front of the camera can be a very demanding experience, and to coordinate efforts, discussions, and ideas behind the scenes about the photographs is also no easy task. We're very grateful to those of you who participated and for your enthusiasm in coming up with inventive ideas. And I do also want to note, for those of you who don't know, the participants in the photographs actually did not see what the photographs looked like until we opened the exhibition. So they were in for a night of surprise as well when they arrived. Last and certainly not least, I want to thank the artist himself, Xavier Tavera. Before he was ever a CLA alum, Xavier was already a well-established and well-respected photographer, but I am indeed very proud to be able to say that he is one of CLA's own. Born in Mexico, Javier's interest in photography started young. He believed then, as he believes now, that there was a touch of magic in this process. That excitement has never waned, either in his work behind the camera or now at the front of a CLA Department of Art classroom with his students. He moved to Minnesota in 1996 and has focused his work on sharing the lives of marginalized people and communities. His work has been featured extensively in the Twin Cities, nationally and internationally, including Chile, Uruguay, and China. His work is part of the collections of the Minneapolis Institute of Art, the Plains Art Museum, the Minnesota Museum of American Art, the Minnesota History Center, and the Wiseman Art Museum. And he has received a McKnight Fellowship, a Jerome Travel Award, and a State Arts Board grant, among others. He joined us here in CLA in 2014 and received his MFA in 2016. So Javier, I can say to you that one of the most encouraging things that you told us at the beginning of this project was that you didn't want this to look like a college catalog. And I think we can safely say that you've succeeded with leaps and bounds. It is an impressive project. It's unique. I think everyone that sees it says, I've never seen anything quite like that before. So you took this grain of an idea and you ran with it, and you let each department and each unit use their voice while fashioning a fascinating and compelling whole. I will say, and I can say personally because he did take my photo, you exhibited tremendous patience, flexibility, and creativity, and we are so indebted to you for what you've done for us. And I do want to just take one more moment to say that working with Javier was just a great experience for me. He has the ability to really quickly get to the core of the kinds of things that you're concerned about and that you care about. Is a very curious mind, wants to know where you are now, how you got there, and so on. And all of this informs the work that he does. So I will say you feel that you're being very well taken care of when Javier is taking your photograph, and that he has a great deal of interest in you as a person. So thank you very much. I want to thank you all once again for being here. And with that, let me welcome to the podium Xavier Tavera.
Thank you so much. Am I on? No? Yes? Yeah, I have one here. I was so afraid to run with this outside and into the bathroom that, yeah. But I think it now is on. Thank you, Dean Coleman, for your kind remarks and your kind words. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the art department. Welcome to the 150th celebration of the College of Liberal Arts. And welcome to the impossible task of trying to capture in a fraction of a second 150 years of very hard work. Also, the impossible task of trying to represent each and every one of the departments in the College of Liberal Arts. Let me tell you that I am not a solo singer. For this endeavor, it took really hundreds and hundreds of staff, faculty, and students to orchestrate the possibility of this project. Let me reiterate the importance of the collective. This exhibit contains hundreds and hundreds of collaborators. Collaborations amongst departments, within the departments, collaborations with staff, students, faculty, and individual collaborators with the photography. That's me. The exhibition is conformed of 60 portraits, 60 locations, 186 people were photographed for this project. Hundreds of faculty, students, and staff contribute to make this happen. 2,779 photos were taken for this project. And let me tell you, I'm not a photographer that photographs an enormous amount of images. I come from a film background. And if you have a 35 millimeter roll of film, you know that you only have 36 exposures. If you have a roll of 120 of medium format, you only have 12 exposures. So the economy of means make you to be precise and to think twice or three times when you're going to take a photo. Now with the digital, we can take way more, but I believe that I kept that experience of film, that I have to be precise and I have to be also respectful about the people that I photograph with their time. It all began with an idea, as any project. It began with an idea from Howard Oransky, and he contacted me a year and a half ago, and he told me, would you be interested in participating in a project, in a portrait project for the 150th anniversary of College of Liberal Arts? I heard portrait, and I immediately say yes, without knowing what would it take to do all this. He has seen the exhibition from the idea to this conclusion with a remarkable curation of the show. I didn't have to do anything with it. He took 2 or 3 days, and then he called me. He has a very specific way of curating a show. With 60 portraits, the amount of possibilities to do this is enormous. And he has a very specific way of doing it that is remarkable and is something that I learned from. So let me tell you, first of all, just a couple of the images that you're going to see are in the show. Everything else is other images that I have taken. Please, if these are not meant in any case to make fun of people, or, I mean, they are a little bit humorous, but they're not meant to make fun of people. So let me tell you what I have been up to for the past year. Yeah, I've been chasing the gopher for a year. I have made also friends with him, right? Or her. Let me also point out that he's a celebrity. If you go out with Goldie into any place, it's not going to take you a short amount of time. He's stopped constantly, and he never breaks character. People want to take their photos with him, people, and these are remarkable athletes that are in the embodying the character. There has been an enormous amount of planning. There has been an enormous amount of technical, between the technical stuff in the pictures and the technical stuff in the photography. There has been good ideas. There has been failed ideas. There has been also an enormous amount of work from the people that I'm going to photograph. I've had also the opportunity to look into places and locations that I never thought it existed at the University of Minnesota. 2 football fields of archives. And I'm not sure how tall is that, but there's a lot of information there. People being patient with me, and locations, looking at locations, some of them simple, some of them more elaborate, some with a lot of production, some of them just as they are. In the basements, or as simple as a blank paper or a blank canvas, or as complicated as they led me to produce this. Locations that have the past, and locations that have the present and the future. Locations that are in secluded basements, and locations that are highly produced. So let me tell you that I also have been very, very intimate with the people that I photograph. I not only photograph, print them, and exhibit them, I really spend an enormous amount of time analyzing, looking, correcting, color correcting, and working with the faces that the people that I photograph. As of now, I can tell you where the slightest details of faces, the beauty and the contrast of the people that I have photographed in CLA. I have also taken images just for me, from just one person to a whole group, a whole class. From people that are very serious in what they do to the people that help us not be so serious. Most of the images that I have taken are with a serious manner, and is on purpose. In these times, I really believe that without that mask of the smile, we can contemplate more about the person that is in the photos. But I wanted to show you that it was not a somber experience. There was a lot of laughs, there was a lot of excitement going around to photograph each department. To people who have to contain themselves for not laughing when I ask them to be serious. To people that were very shy on being photographed and got to relax at the end of the day. From people that were seriously making fun, to people who we hardly see them smiling, to people who took the character and to people who showed us who they really are, to people that wanted to show who they want to be. And yes, that's Dominican Argento, and he's in a throne. And after this photo, he told me, he came very close to me and he told me, all the monkeys are musicians. And I thought this is a respectable guy in the music department, and he just completely lost it. How can I live with this information by myself? I don't know what he's talking about. Later on, he told me that the monkeys are in the curtains, and all the monkeys that are in the curtains are playing an instrument. From the people who didn't want to be photographed to the people that were not interested in being photographed, to had other things to do other than the photograph, and were highly distracted, to the strange and bizarre, that's a paper mache brain from the psychology department, to the inclusion of different characters that didn't want to collaborate either, to the same departments that let me have agency in the photo and were able to let me go with an idea with art history and cultural. From the departments that it was their idea to have this same. From the people in 30-degree weather, sitting in a slab of probably a few degrees lower and having a smile, to the historical, a complete strange So why portraits? There was, for the 135th anniversary of CLA, I know that there was a book of stories. I haven't seen it, but I think it's quite an interesting compilation. Historically, painted portraits have been used to show power, importance, virtue, beauty, wealth, taste, or other qualities in the sitter. In this case, these photos show a sense of community, of belongings, and convergence. Portraiture is more important now than ever. I truly believe that portraiture is more important now than ever. In a world becoming less and less sensitive to the human condition, the more important portraiture becomes to preserve our humanity, our culture, our care, and our love. Most of the work that I do personally is portraiture, and I truly believe that a portrait is not made by one person. I cannot take all the credit. Yes, my name is out there, the book has my name, the card has my name, I have a self-portrait there, but this is a collaboration. Each one of them is a true collaboration. If I can do all the technical aspects of photography, I can frame, I can put the lights, I can have a good exposure, but it's up to the people that I'm going to photograph to meet me halfway in order to make an interesting portrait. If that doesn't happen, both of us cannot resolve that portrait. But more than portraits, these are documented encounters. I make sure to spend from 20 minutes to several hours talking to the people that I photograph. And the stories that they told me, the research that they're involved is incredible. From art to from art to philosophy to psychology to political, people working in very interesting things. I'm going to keep it short because you want to go outside and drink, see the pictures. And I wanted to thank, first of all, Dean John Coleman for having the braveness to support this project. I want to thank Howard Oransky because of this brilliant idea, hard but brilliant idea, and his team that worked long hours mounting, framing, and hanging the show. And I already talked about the curation that is exemplary. To the art department for hosting the series of events of 150th anniversary of the College of Liberal Arts. To the team of graphic designers, printers, and web designers to make this happen. To Seth Dalsett, that he assisted in most of the photos and he filmed the video that you can see in the gallery. Is a great piece. And the person who coordinated this whole thing, the person that to whom I am extremely, and I'm never going to be tired of thanking her, to keep us all on task, Stephanie Split, and all the people who did something for this project. Most of us are not going to be here for the anniversary, for the 200th anniversary of CLA. But I truly believe that this document that is conformed from all of us will prevail. Yes, I do think that this is a document, it's a historical document, that we are all part of it. And for your time, effort, and willingness to be part of this work, I thank you.